Hello everybody, welcome back to ECPW Hudson Valley Fully Charged. It's our second special, and it's glad to be joined by Attilio Pro.
Yo, how you guys doing? Attilio back here again, and James, I'm happy to be working with you and calling all the action tonight. And boy, do we got some great action. We are back in the Andy Murphy Neighborhood Center in Kingston, New York, a historic building that the WWWF used to run in the early 70s. All the greats, Bruno Sammartino, Ernie Ladd, Chief Jay Strongbow, and more were in these walls, and we get to come back here tonight.
And speaking of greats, we have Nunzio and Rick King.
Oh, that's going to be absolutely tremendous. They have an opportunity at the tag team titles. The championship committee put that one together because both competitors have collectively racked up numerous singles victories against our tag team champions over the years.
And speaking of legends, we don't have Alfred Jr. here because he has other contracted obligations, but in our main event, Miggs will still be defending the Hudson Valley title against a surprise entrant.
Well, we're going to have a big surprise here. He is a young superstar who has been making waves all over the scene. You've seen him on TV by now. You've seen him all over online. I can't wait till we get to that surprise. But man, I think I'm also most looking forward to that lumberjack strap match. Carmine Arata versus JT Metal.
Now that we're fully charged, let's head to the ring. Well, it is a pleasure being here in the Andy Murphy building again with you, as we said in the intro. What a historic wrestling venue. WWF used to have shows here a long time ago, and tonight we were able to rekindle the tradition of wrestling here.
Oh yeah, in the early 70s, this was one of the regular buildings that Vince McMahon Sr. used to run. Again, like we said in the intro, it is a historic building with a lot of history, and some of wrestling's biggest, bests, and greatest have been in these walls. And I feel blessed that I've been able to wrestle in this building on 2 occasions.
Yes, and
And speaking of occasions, we got the Wild Thing, Ziggy Danger, back in the house.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. This match, speaking of exciting matches, Ziggy against Tamir. It doesn't get much better than that in the Hudson Valley.
Well, Ziggy is one of the top contenders in just about every division, whether it be tag team, light heavyweight, viral, or heavyweight on both territories. Ziggy Danger is a dangerous competitor, but he is a tremendously talented young man.
I always talk about how impressed I am through his maturation, but also every time he's in the ring, he seems getting better and better, which, as you know, I tell you from experience, that's really the key in this business. Can you keep improving?
Yes, absolutely. Every match, you learn something different. Even if you're working with the same guy over and over again, even if it seems like it's ad nauseum, you're in the ring with the same guy, both of you guys are going to learn something different. Like this match right here, Tamir and Ziggy have been in the ring all over the tri-state area. They're 2 fan favorites, and they find ways to outdo each other every single time.
Now they're locking up in the center of the ring here. It's a battle for power, and they go into the corner.
Both competitors of similar height and size. Tamir with a little more lean muscle mass than Ziggy, but Ziggy a little stockier on the end, but just as nimble as Tamir.
Head scissors now for Ziggy.
Ooh, a kip-up escape from that head scissors there. Tremendous move by Tamir.
It's now Tamir working on the arm of Ziggy. I think Ziggy got caught there, but Ziggy's going to roll over.
Kip up now by Ziggy.
And reverse.
Takes the arm now, bottom wrist lock. Tamir rolls through. Threads himself through. Cartwheel. Hammerlock tightly applied. Great technical maneuvers here between these 2 competitors.
Yeah, it's been a submission contest so far. Now a headlock takeover for Ziggy. And now roll over here. I don't know, this isn't really Ziggy's strong suit though. Do you think this favors Tamir?
Well, both competitors have tremendous technical ability, but Ziggy's definitely a lot more comfortable when he can execute some of his innovative offense.
We might see one of those here. Let's see, cover.
Clean up Connor roll right there. Oh, look at that, Tamir kept it.
Yeah, I think Ziggy got caught. I think Ziggy got caught there. Didn't realize where he was in the ring.
Leg sweep. There's the cover. Kick out before one. You know, something about this referee looks incredibly familiar.
Well, I don't want to bury the lead, but that is actually one of my family members, a cousin. I'm trying to break into the business, and I'm really proud of him right now. It's a little distracting because I'm trying to focus on his quality of refereeing as well, but I'll speak to him after the show.
Well, the genetics in your family must be tremendous, because he looks just like you in every way, including that exact same mustache.
Well, let's put it this way, there might have been some cousins seeing some other cousins, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you're a part of Bubba's family?
Tamir to the top rope. Flying cross body.
Tremendous impact there. That could have knocked most competitors out. But again,
I think the leverage was almost too good in Tamir's favor that he wasn't able to apply a cover straight from the cross body, which gave Ziggy a couple extra seconds. But now Tamir's going to throw him into the corner.
Tamir successfully getting the crowd firmly behind him.
Might be looking for that signature British Bulldog.
Big maneuver right there. There's the cover, 2, and kick out at 2. Now, how would you evaluate your cousin's refereeing?
He's a little green, so I'll have to speak to him, but I think he's doing good so far. I mean, this is a tough match with two guys like to fly high, they like to move around quickly, and that's a big kick for Tamir. Gonna run the ropes with Ziggy, it looks like.
Russian leg sweep there by Ziggy.
What can he do here, though, Attilio?
Ooh, knee strike right to the chin.
Gonna go for a cover here. Fall leg is hooked. Leverage is there.
Kick out at 2 by Tamir.
But you know from personal experience how hard it is to put away Tamir Gibbs.
Well, Tamir can take a lot of damage. Just ask Drew Marston.
Ziggy now going for his patent Ziggy kick.
Well, his kick pads read something a little bit different, but oh, just misses that Y. Tamir has got to try to get some momentum back here. Kick to the midsection. X Factor. Ziggy doesn't know where he is anymore.
Could be it right here.
Kick out again at 2.
Now Tamir's trying to get the crowd into it. He feeds off of this. Not many people on the roster have the type of relationship Tamir Gibbs has with the fans. But wait a minute, roll up.
Look at that.
Almost got caught there. Backslide potentially.
Some hooks and wait, pulls him up. Ziggy
What a
with
counter.
Reversal, tremendous arm drag.
Psycho knee.
There's the running knee strike.
But doesn't go for a cover. A little bit surprising there, Attilio. He didn't go for a cover there.
Well, that could have been the win, but now he's taking the extra time to try to get to more comfortable territory for himself. But why take the risk when you could have potentially won right there?
And he misses.
But Ziggy did scout it. Tamir has him hooked though.
This could be dangerous for Ziggy. This could be dangerous. Tamir with the win.
Very tight wrap up right there. But a tremendous victory there for Tamir, which in this building is his 3rd consecutive win.
That's always great to hear, and again, a great show of respect between Tamir Gibbs and Ziggy, which is what you like to see. Now I tell you, we have a double debut match. First, we have Mordecai the Messiah. What can you tell us about this young man?
Well, Mordecai is a relatively new competitor. He's had a handful of matches in Jersey and a couple in Pennsylvania. And this is his Hudson Valley debut here tonight. And he has some promise, albeit for a little guy.
Well, he's a Messiah. He's here to save us or hurt us?
Well, considering his attitude, it seems like he has no interest in saving saving anyone. It looks more like he just wants to be worshipped.
Do you believe in religion, Attilio?
Well, I don't believe in whatever Mordecai.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Yeah, a bit unsettling, to tell you the truth.
Well, anyone who's got a God complex like this young man should be somebody you'll look at with slanted eyes.
He wants us to bow down. Okay. Crowd's not feeling it. And the other man debuting tonight, the gentleman, John Davis.
Now, I don't necessarily see a gentleman here. I see a guy with a bright smile, and a whole lot of red satin.
And what makes him a gentleman, he comes dressed for the part. So how do you go through a match like this where both men are so young? How do you prepare for that?
Well, both competitors have very little to research on their opponents in this case. Mordecai has a little more experience than the gentleman here tonight, but both competitors have a very small well to study from. So it makes it very difficult, and you really just need to try and stay on your toes because you don't know what your opponent has in store.
And take me back to your debut. How do you even handle the emotions? I know it's not necessarily a debut match, but a debut in a big arena in front of a big crowd.
Well, you really can't let the nerves get to you, number one. You can't get camera shy, you can't get crowd shy. You have to go in there and do your job. Yes, you want to go in there, show the people what you can do. You want to try and have fun. You want to do your best. You want to try and win. But you ultimately can't forget that this is our job to go out there and try to score victories so we can make money, get belts, get titles.
Feed the family. Well, John Davis trying to take control early.
Now, just because of the experience of these two competitors, we may be seeing a very old school style match. Both competitors probably going to exercise quite a bit of the basics.
Absolutely.
Like these textbook arm drags here we're seeing, and a nice little drop kick there.
Absolutely. John Davis with a cover. John Davis with a... But, see, that's the maybe lack of experience, ring awareness where you are in order to be able to actually administer a cover.
You know, and plenty of fans I've been approached by, and that they've asked, even though it's so early in the match, why do we see big chop there? Why do we see so many competitors trying to go for a cover that early on? And I always tell them the reason is because a surprise cover could lead to a surprise quick victory.
Absolutely. As John Davis hops over, then ducks under.
Flying clothesline.
Showing some athletic ability. Referee, a little out of position. But able to get a 2 count there is John Davis.
Well, I think that the two of us may have to give your cousin a little bit of a play-by-play on his own work after the show so we can tighten up his positioning and officiating.
Absolutely.
You know, I hear that in another special that will not be on this channel, he refereed the entirety of Buddy Thomas's upcoming birthday bash.
We'll see. We'll hear. He didn't tell me about that. Maybe he's hiding from me.
I think he wants to take all the spotlight from you. You should probably step in the ring and beat your cousin a little.
Maybe next time. This is a cover there for Mordecai. He's not going to use the ropes. Got a 4 count there. Mordecai doesn't seem very fazed by it, though.
And he's very, very nonchalant in there. You know, you can't.
Oh, wow.
Nice maneuver there by him. Does a lot of damage.
Yeah, but now he's maybe talking a little too much to the crowd here, not taking advantage of what he just did.
But you certainly
cover Attilio. Sorry, go ahead.
But you certainly can't say that he has a confidence problem. He certainly seems to have plenty, while the gentleman here isn't looking quite so gentlemanly right now. Clean suplex right there.
Another cover.
Kick out at 2 again by John Davis.
And now this crowd's turning a little bit in favor of Mordecai. Saw a little claps, some claps.
Sunset flip, does he have him over? And he does. Cover 2 and no. A referee smacking the bottom rope there a little bit.
We'll keep it in the family. We'll talk about it later.
But again, Mordecai has been on top for a majority of this match.
But can he take advantage, right? Can he close the deal here?
Big shots right here. Big shots. Ooh, knee right to the chin.
Well, the referee started the count there. I don't think Mordecai, as you were saying, doesn't really care about that kind of thing. He's just in it to any advantage is an advantage there.
Big maneuver there. Kick out again by John Davis.
But see, now he's playing to the crowd maybe a little too much as Mordecai.
Kick to the midsection.
I think John Davis might be a little stunned here. I don't know what you think, Attilio. Is now they're going to the top rope. This is dangerous for both men right here.
Oh, John Davis shoves him off. Now he's climbing up top proper.
Uh-oh.
Crossbody.
What a move. What a move for John.
Kick out at 2.
But see, now John Davis can't get too upset about this, right? He has to be able to somehow find a way to continue the momentum and take advantage of this newfound opening.
He's definitely got to find a way to capitalize. He's got to find it within himself to do so.
Count started, though. Who can get on their feet first and gain the advantage?
Both competitors on their feet now. And both of them pandering to the crowd in different ways.
Now they're arguing here. It's a little interesting. You don't usually see this.
John Davis just trying to get a handshake from the guy, trying to be respectable. I guess that's his depiction of what a gentleman would do. Oh, he got him with the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, this is a bit interesting right now.
These strong clotheslines here from John Davis.
Now he's going to pick him up. He's going to pick him up.
A successful body slam. He looked a little rocky at first up there.
Yeah, but he's going to the top rope. He's going to the top rope. What does he have? Nobody home.
Ooh, not the greatest landing there from the gentleman. And ladies and gentlemen, a fall from the top like that could lead to the end of
Wait a minute. Mordecai tried to get the.
Wait. He's put
now he has a crown on. He has a crown on.
Big headbutt there. And that is it. A despicable victory on the part of Mordecai the Messiah.
Well, the referee was distracted by the cane and didn't see the crown on top of his head.
Alright, well, we have Dredden's Day here, who is a tremendously talented competitor.
Him. He's him.
Well, that's what he calls himself.
Yeah,
at the very least, we know what his pronouns are.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, kind of keeping it on the younger side for this show. Dredden's Day is somebody experienced, but still trying to get his reps in.
Dredden's Day has been around for about a year or so, and he's had some tremendously high-profile matches. Heavyweight title matches in Jersey, light heavyweight title matches, viral title matches right here in the Hudson Valley.
Tag team title matches.
Numerous tag team title matches for both Jersey and Hudson Valley, and even for the Pennsylvania tag team titles.
But when he's going to take that next step, and instead of being a contender, he's a champion?
Well, a win tonight could potentially net him a little bit closer, although he is...
But he's facing somebody
who has a whole lot more to gain than Dredden's Day. Mark Germain, who's that guy with the smile. He is a tremendously talented young man with a high-impact, high-octane, ADHD-esque style.
Well, I was literally going to say, I know how highly you think of this man, but you basically already said it.
Well, he's one of the few young guys who I've taken under my wing for quite some time and done my best to show him the ropes to the best of my ability in the kind of physical condition that I am now.
Now, Mark, every show I've been at, Mark's the type of guy you want in the locker room. He's respectful, he's courageous, he's charismatic, and he's also getting better and better each time he steps in the ring.
And he has a whole lot to gain if he can beat a competitor like Dredden's Day tonight. And now we have our senior referee back in the house, Jason Feinberg.
Now I'll talk to my cousin, don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm sure Jason's already given him a couple of lashings.
I'm sure he has.
A very domineering personality in the referee world.
Well, let's see if he's pitch perfect today.
Look at that. Dredden's Day took Mark's beanie. He was wearing his Akatsuki beanie.
Glorious sign of disrespect. But see, Mark now trying to feed off the crowd, get the crowd into it, change momentum a little bit to start off this match. But it's two completely different philosophies on how to approach the business, really.
But now, the last time we saw Mark Germain competing was at our Greenwood Lake special against Nightmare in Wonderland. Ooh, big spin kick, taking out the leg now. Oh, Dredden's Day scouting that.
Well, now he's in the ropes,
playing with him a little bit. And both competitors are in tremendous shape. They are tremendously athletic, but Mark with a definite speed and agility advantage, where Dredden's Day ever so slightly has the height, leverage, and strength advantage. Oh, super kick right to the chin.
We just saw the speed and agility pay off for Mark.
Kick attitude.
See Mark now trying to refocus himself a little bit, but gets caught.
There.
Too much time there for Mark. Got a nice block and counter.
Big shot right to the chin. Ooh, a little crash and burn there. Ooh, head meeting the corner. Just we're seeing an unusual viciousness here tonight from Dredden's
Well,
Day.
that's what he needs to do in order to take the next step, right? He needs to show that killer instinct. He needs to show that ability to close in big moments. And, you know, Dredden's Day, as you were saying, yes, he's very experienced, but most of the time, I'd argue with you, he's probably the underdog. This match, he's the favorite. As he goes for a cover.
You know, speaking of competitors who need to find their killer instinct, I just heard the other day that Meloche moved away to Florida.
Sorry to hear that.
You know, he just up and left apparently. Didn't tell nobody. I hope he moved because he had opportunities in the business in
That's breaking news, though.
you know, Florida, but
You're a dirt sheet reporter now, brother.
I just hear what everybody in the locker room tells me, you know. Oh, kick right to the chest, right to the shoulder. Vicious right
You
hand.
gotta watch those closed fists.
Right to the top of the temple. I'm surprised Jason's not calling him out on those fists.
We'll talk to him after the show.
Big shot to the midsection. There's another one. Real big wind-up punches there into the ropes.
Oh, but he got caught. He got caught.
Spine buster. Oh, did you see the whiplash? The way that Mark's head bounced off of the mat.
That's so tough on the neck and head area.
Kick out at 2. But if there's one thing that I taught Mark is how to take a beating.
Well, he's taking one right now. I mean, the referee isn't able to see it, but and see, now it's going to constrict his breathing, going to affect his ability to recover from those big moves he was taking.
And Dredden's staying on top of his man, albeit maybe giving him a little too much time to breathe, but we see a suplex, successful suplex, rolls himself right over. Just stomping at the young man here and pandering to the crowd, rubbing it in his face. Big elbow drop.
Going for a cover, though. He's going for a cover.
Kick out at 2 again. Again, Mark is tough. He's as tough as they come.
Well, what can Mark do now, though, to stymie this momentum? Got to get to the ropes. You think that Tilio or what? See, maybe this is the experience factor playing a role.
Well, there's definitely the experience to look at here, but you can't rule out the sheer tenaciousness of Mark Germain.
Now you're just throwing right hands. This doesn't suit Mark Germain's style, though. As you were saying, the power advantage is the Dredden's Day, and that's the learning experience that Mark needs to continue. These clubbing blows is not what Mark needs to win this match, but he's going to try to throw, but see that power guy reverse.
Up and over, very clean, rolls back, big clothesline right there, measuring him up. Arm drag now by Mark taking Dredden's Day all over the place, the tip of the toe right in the midsection.
This is the moment right here. This is the moment right here.
Big suplex of his own. Not the cleanest execution, but successful.
But can he take advantage? Cover! It could be it right here!
Kick out at 2 by Dredden's Day.
But see, maybe that speed, right? Got to speed it up a little bit there. Take better advantage of that suplex.
You know, and this is a great example of, you know, we're seeing another pair of relatively new competitors who are on 2 entirely different levels than the previous guys who we saw, who are roughly the same amount of experience. And that goes to show you what hard work, determination, and positivity can get you.
You can take the man out of the ring, but you can't take the ring out of the man.
Oh! A reversal right into a back suplex. Tremendous.
This could be it, though. But he didn't hook the legs, and that's the problem, right? Kind of let Mark off the hook there.
You know, I think it's very possible that Mark might have been a little more than Dredden's thought he signed up for. Setting him up again, picks him up onto his shoulders. Mark wiggles his way out. Takes him over, sunset flip.
Could be it. Could be it.
2, kick out at 2. Mark rolls back up.
No. It's over. He got 3.
Yes.
He got 3, Tilio.
What a tremendous victory there.
What an upset win, and what a move there for Mark Germain, stealing this one from Dredden's Day. He just got caught. That's all, as simple as that, I tell you. He just got caught.
It only takes 3 seconds and a surprise pin. But what a tremendous victory for Mark Germain.
Now we have another match, which we have a little bit of an older competitor here. You have some issues with him in the past, but regardless of your personal feelings about him or the man representing him,
well, this is the Nightmare in Wonderland, or Nimble, as I like to call
our ring announcer
him.
Matt Lynch took the words out of my mouth, but go ahead.
You know, or Nimble, as I like to call him, our very own Hardy Boy.
That's a compliment.
He is, albeit despite my personal gripes with the guy, he is a very athletic and very tenacious and a very talented competitor. If he cleaned up his act, cleaned up his look, conducted himself with a little more tact, and dropped Kurt Klein as his manager,
Absolutely.
he could potentially become one of the top fan favorites.
I never understood why Kurt Klein is even representing this man, and every time I ask him on commentary, I never get a straight answer. But
his opponent here, very relative newcomer, not quite his debut, which we had seen previously. This is Chino Rodriguez, who is a tremendously talented, not quite official luchador, as he can't claim the title without a mask. But he was trained in the lucha style, and he is a talented competitor. He is in a tag team with Lalo Martinez, Robbie Romero, and Jay Cruz, and you'll never guess what their name is.
tell me.
D-Generation Mex.
It's a great name.
I bought one of their shirts.
I'm glad you did. Maybe everyone should buy one of their shirts. D-Generation Mex. And you see with that Mexican flag, as you were saying, the pride. And that's really the difference between these two competitors, right? One person, Chino, has pride and respect for his heritage, for his lineage, as opposed to Kurt Klein and Nimble. They don't have respect for anybody but themselves, and even that is debatable.
You know, and this is an example of two polar opposite but similar competitors here. Both competitors have a very similar
Build.
background, and they have two different kinds of pride. One has pride in their homeland, family, and lineage. One of them has pride in money and pride in their vices. And anybody who runs with Kurt Klein certainly is not a competitor that I would like to socialize with.
No.
Who knee right to the midsection, sends Chino into the corner. Big forearm right there, sends him rolling through. Kurt Klein celebrating real early.
How you feeling after? Is it still tough for you to see Kurt Klein, or how are you dealing after the whole thing?
You know, I felt a lot better when I threw Klein over to Bubba, you know, some time ago.
I haven't even remembered to ask you about that whole Santa. Thank you for reminding me that. What about that Santa episode? How'd you work that with the venue?
I don't know what you were talking about. That was clearly the real Santa Claus in that ring, who came to give everybody, including myself, a very special present.
Kayfabe never dies. I get it. Well, Chino's had the better of Nightmare in Wonderland so far here, but as I say that, Nightmare in Wonderland is pesky as ever.
Head right into the buckle, and again, ladies and gentlemen, those are not thick pads. They're very thin padding, only there to prevent anybody from getting split open. And just choking the life out of the young man.
Yep, using as much of that 5 count he can, and now he's going to do it again.
And let's not forget.
But see now,
despicable.
But see, that's the strategy, right? That's the plan.
But the one thing I will say about Kurt Klein and the people that work with him is the focus of the people that he manages while he is at ringside. The man does a good job at honing and focusing the talent that he signs. Oh, just, again, despicable, dirty maneuver.
Well, and can you speak to how hard that is to take? I mean, you've been on the receiving end of that rope and the neck and the choking and the strangulation.
All rings are built a little different. In our case, these are steel cables with a thin tube on it. So you're just taking a tightly wound steel cable to your Adam's apple or to your chin or whatever part is being used against you. Whether it's you're getting in the ring and somebody kicks the rope, that's a steel cable to your lower section.
Now look at this. Chino, though, reversed it.
A strange position.
Almost. I thought he almost had him there. Wait a minute. Oh,
Look at that. Rolls him up, though. Still a kick out. Chino, not the best in his ring positioning, but there's a small package and another kick out there.
Well, he'll learn that as he gets better and better. What a lariat, though, from Nightmare Wonderland.
For a skinny guy, he can generate quite a bit of power.
Lackadaisical cover there.
Oh, he's biting him. He's just biting him.
And why would I expect him to even do a cover? We know Nightmare Wonderland. He's unpredictable. Some would say insane. Some would say crazy. Of course, he's not going to go for this irregular cover. He's going to try to bite somebody.
I'm going to have to try and pass a note to the doctor in the back that Chino might need a tetanus shot after that.
Rabies shot, too. Maybe an STD while we're at it.
Big hard buckle there. Again, for a scrawny guy, he can generate quite a bit of power. Rolling through, and a Bronco Buster riding his opponent's face. Tape to mouth right there.
No comment. Cover here, though.
Kick out at two by Chino Rodriguez.
Chino's in trouble. What can he do here to change the momentum, if anything?
Just showing some disrespect there. Takes his arm sleeve off, and I can't imagine that it's clean. And again, I have to admit, he is a very athletic competitor. Whether you like him or not, he is athletic and he is talented.
And now he's mocking Chino, and he's mocking this Kingston crowd, this great Kingston crowd we have on hand.
Spinning kick right to the ribs.
See now, look at Kurt Klein.
Yeah, Klein's always trying to make it about himself.
Smug as always.
Wait, looks like he's going for it again. Oh, taint to buckle.
Maybe to the wall one too many times.
Klein checking on his man. And both competitors down while the referee is making the count.
Who can get to their feet first? Well, it's Nightmare Wonderland, but Chino's not far behind.
Big forearm, big chop. You heard that echoing through the whole building. Irish whip, reversal there. Flying back elbow. There's another one.
A third one.
A trilogy of elbows. Chino gaining momentum, getting the crowd behind him.
That kind of knocked Nightmare Wonderland off his feet here.
Wait, looks like he's gonna go for a body slam. Picks him up. Successful body slam.
Cover.
Goes for the cover.
Could be it. Could be it. But see, Nightmare Wonderland smartly gets to the ropes there. I think maybe that moment of hesitation or that needing to reapply the maneuver was a difference in between that being a pinfall success and failure. Now he's going to go into the corner.
Got a short splash right there in the corner.
He looks a little timid. Is Chino around? He looks a little timid. Maybe not sure what to do right here.
Well, again, that just goes to experience. Chino's only had a handful of matches. I believe he's had 10 or less.
He's taking a lot of time there. He just took a lot of time until, as you were saying, and now...
Oh, monkey flip. A little rough there. Nightmare managing to fight off for an extra few seconds, but ultimately Chino landed the maneuver.
But see, now he's talking, and there's Kirk Klein.
No!
Referee never saw it. And maybe that moment of hesitation allowed Kirk Klein to get involved.
Boot to the midsection.
Cutter. It's over.
And that's the 3. Nightmare in Wonderland netting a victory due to the interference of Kirk Klein.
What else is new, Attilio? What else is new?
And now...
Three-way dance.
Three-way dance. This is the #1 contender spot for the heavyweight Hudson Valley Championship.
Inject it into my veins. What a match this is going to be. I mean, MJ Stacks, we saw him in our second to last episode, had a championship opportunity against Miggs. You know he's going to want to get that chance back.
You know, and it's not just going to be MJ Stacks, but we got 3 big boys stepping in that ring here tonight. And when you see the other 2 competitors, the only thing getting injected into anybody's veins is Crisco.
Gonna get some meat on meat action is what you're telling me.
Well, there's a whole lot of stomachs in there. You know, where most competitors, you'll see a belly-to-belly suplex, we're going to see a belly-to-belly-to-belly-to-belly suplex.
Well, speaking of somebody with a little bit of a belly, here's Bubba. And you know, Bubba, you can say whatever you want about him. This is somebody that has connections with the fans, and he understands the significance of this opportunity.
Well, Bubba is, surprisingly enough, a very quick rising star. In fact, his stardom has been rising ever so steadily over the last year in ECPW Hudson Valley.
Now, speaking of a star in the Hudson Valley, no one's bigger than Captain Payne.
I think MJ's a little bit bigger.
Well, I mean, in terms of his connection with the audience, this is somebody in the Hudson Valley. He's very hard to beat. You know, he's still angry. He's still furious about the fact that the way he lost his championship in this very building to Miggs several months ago.
It was an absolutely despicable turn of events, without a doubt. And, you know, maybe it's me being just a little bit salty, but while Captain was champion, he never gave me an opportunity for the heavyweight title.
All right, we're talking about sport. No care, really? Let's talk about right now, #1 contendership match for the Hudson Valley Heavyweight Championship. And, you know, all 3 guys think that they should be the ones to take down Miggs, who we'll see later tonight in our main event.
And we have a special surprise competitor. Like we were saying, we were keeping his opponent a mystery in the opening, and the mystery will go on, but we have a tremendous surprise, and it's due to the fact that, like we said, Alpha Jr. could not make it to the show tonight. He was double booked. He was in Hawaii the night that we were here tonight, wrestling for a Pacific Coast champion.
Uso. A little Uso action, so to speak. Now listen, Bubba, speaking of Uso, Bubba and MJ Stacks might just became Usos together. But here's the problem. I understand wanting to take out the 3rd man, but eventually any alliance is fickle in a 3-way dance.
Well, 3-way dances are dangerous. Any competitor to win, but at least none of the... Oh, look at that. MJ quickly turning on Bubba right there.
Yeah, speaking of fickle,
Now, Captain Payne with those heavy blows to the upper back there of MJ Stacks.
And because all these guys are so big, every impact is so aggressive. It's so powerful.
Oh, without a doubt. I've been hit by all three men at different points in time, and I can tell you, it ain't pretty, it ain't nice, and it don't feel good.
Well, you're also a big man, so that means something coming from you.
You know, my only thing is I never got to get my back at MJ Stacks after he attacked me a handful of times, but times changed, we all moved on, and MJ turned over a new leaf shortly after my recovery from the spine. But we're just seeing mountains of flesh after mountains of flesh colliding here. And Captain Payne, the first one out of the two, knocked down.
I'm sensing some hostility from you today. If you want to talk about it, just let me know.
It's just the, it's just the alcohol getting to me.
HR will have something to say about that one.
Oh, both competitors teaming up there to take down the big man. Like I said.
Wait a minute. Whoa, what is this? Whoa.
Tremendous there.
Yeah, it's a cover, though, for Bubba, but see, Captain Payne's quick to realize it. Drags Bubba off.
Now, there had to be a bit of a stockier referee that we could have gotten for this match. I'm very nervous for referee Feinberg in the ring with these three brick shit houses in there.
They should have called my cousin on. Get him a booking.
Big shock right there. Bubba and Captain going back and forth. Now, I don't think we're going to see anything really technical in this match.
Well, it's a brawl.
We're just going to see three guys hurting each other until...
Look at that meat sandwich. Just so much meat, as you were saying. Now, look at MJ Stacks. Oh, my goodness.
Big shots. I mean, you were calling that a huge sandwich. It definitely was. Somebody forgot to trim the fat off of the meat.
Look at this. Sidewalk slam, cover for MJ Stacks. Is he the next #1 contender? Probably going to need more than that to pin somebody but he's going to go after Bubba now.
I mean, with any given competitor here, both of them hitting the ring, you have to assume is a minimum of 600 pounds hitting.
That's the way you like it, right?
Well, I'm just saying that there's a whole lot of meat slapping each other in this.
Well, look at MJ Stacks slapping at Captain Payne. We saw both these men in a three-way match against Migs a couple episodes ago. Neither was able to take care of business, and Bubba's able to break up that pinfall attempt.
Now, Captain Payne is definitely the fan favorite, but I think that Bubba might be the underdog favorite in this match.
Really? We know Bubba's incredibly popular in Middletown, but I didn't realize maybe necessarily so in Kingston.
Well, Kingston's not too terribly far from Middletown. It's only about a 30-minute shoot.
Speaking of Kingston, Rick King later tonight.
Oh yeah, and he's got a tremendous opportunity for the tag team titles with his partner tonight, like we said in the beginning, little Guido himself, Nunzio.
Always must-see TV when Nunzio's in the house. But look at this. This could be a lot of mass moving right here. Can Captain Payne and Bubba get MJ Stacks up? No.
Just skull meeting skull.
Look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness.
Breaks right through.
And he gets both of them down.
Double flying clothesline there.
All three men are down here. That could be said. Hudson Valley #1 contendership match. The winner will face the winner of our match tonight. And look at all these three men now. Now, I tell you, talk to me. When you're in a three-way match of this magnitude, what's the strategy at this point?
Try to find your opportunity. When one guy looks like he's got a good advantage over the other, let him successfully execute what he's doing and take out the guy on his feet.
Bubba just right now throwing hands as much as he can right here. He's going to try to, stunner.
Stunner right there.
On MJ Stacks. MJ Stacks is down, but look at that.
The Fame-Master there by
Captain Payne might steal it. Captain Payne might steal it.
Just like that. Just like that. Take the man who's up and take him out. now the match that I was most looking forward to tonight was, well, with the exception of our main event match, this is the Lumberjack Strap match. Carmine Arata, after that complicated ending to his match with JT Metal in Greenwood Lake, this here is the follow-up. No countouts, no nothing will be permitted in this match. There will be lumberjacks armed with leather belts to make sure both competitors stay in the ring.
Well, it's a nightmare for most men, but if you have a fetish like Kurt Klein, it's this terrible dream. These guys, though, we talked about it before, they've been on a dominant run since defeating you for that Viral Championship. But what does Carmine Arata have to do tonight to take this belt from this man?
Well, the numbers game is going to be evened out tremendously tonight. Carmine just needs to stay on the top of his game, try his best to stay in the ring, maybe throw JT out to some of his friends in the who are going to be ringside with belts to soften them up a little bit. But Kurt Klein just needs to, but Carmine needs to stay on his game.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Kurt Klein, he was not happy at all with this stipulation. He thought it was an embarrassment. He thought it was a disgrace. He wanted to sue the leadership team for it.
He did. And we all saw what happened. You know, Klein could not facilitate the sale of ECPW.
Nope, thank God.
I mean, he's lucky that Gino Caruso even left Klein's contract intact. Although he's banned from our sister show, Adrenaline TV.
It's going to ban from everything, right?
Well, we can only hope.
And look, here come the Lumberjacks, as you were saying. This is a little dangerous. Mark Tremaine. Now, as a wrestler, have you ever been a part of a lumberjack match, either as a lumberjack or as a wrestler?
I have definitely been a part as a lumberjack, and on several occasions narrowly avoided somebody landing on me. Oh, JT Metal taken right out of the ring.
So is this something?
Oh, and they're starting up on him. Everybody just whipping the young man. JT Metal trying to scramble back into the ring
as quickly as possible. Now, is this something the boys talk about in the back? How they want to get a few licks in, get some receipts, or not really?
Absolutely. If you're a guy who rubbed the locker room the wrong way in one way or another, this is a prime opportunity for somebody to get theirs back at you.
Now a chop for Carmine.
Those big shots there.
This is a big opportunity for Carmine right here.
Well, this is his biggest opportunity here, and as long as JT is the champion, his final opportunity to try and go for the viral title.
A lot of stakes.
Oh! Everybody, look at how quick! Look at how quick he jumped back into that ring.
Now, Attilia, do I see somebody wearing your merch?
Oh, there's definitely a couple of fans out there who still, you know, wish I could be in that ring. I do still have some fans who support me. Big chop right there. Now again, we're getting these punches. Wait, power bomb counter. And we see MJ Stax and Captain Payne after their match out there.
Absolutely. Not going to miss this.
Again, showing each other, you know, respect for who the better man in that match was. Oh, Carmine back out there. Oh, everybody is just pelting him. Just really whipping him with those belts.
It's tough. Well, look at this on the outside. I think Kurt Klein got hit with something.
Oh, I'm sure everybody wants a good shot at Klein, especially Bubba out there.
Look at Nightmare Wonderland salivating.
Looks like JT's wearing something that's not usually a part of his gear.
It's like a weight belt. Yep.
Big European uppercut there. Oh, and just tosses him over with a hip toss.
Well, that's the power on display for JT Metal. That's his greatest attribute, is his power. And you see the welts on Carmine Arata's back.
Oh, boot right to the nose.
Wait a minute.
JT catches him. He catches him. Big body slam into the ropes. And I've been hit with that elbow drop numerous times.
Fall leg is hooked.
Nice.
Let's see if it's it. Not enough.
Oh, and again, JT just throwing him out there. Carmine again getting into the ring. Klein distracting the referee.
Klein's distracting the referee. Let's see what this leads to.
You were in fact right. That is a weightlifting belt. Did you hear that?
That's so tough. Heard it in your living room. You heard it in your living room. This should be it. Nope. Carmine fights out of it. We're seeing the fighting spirit right now from Carmine Arata.
It takes a lot of personal and physical fortitude to kick out after getting an impact like that. Just the surface area that a weightlifting belt takes up, whipping onto a relatively smaller space.
Cover right here. Fall leg was
Kick out at two. JT trying to say it was three, but it in fact was not. Big elbows right there to the midsection of JT Metal.
Yeah, Carmine has to find a way to fight out of this right now. He's been taking so much punishment.
Fought his way out of a dangerous situation. Missed the Pele kick.
Well, that's the difference with this match, right? I tell you, you can't go to the outside to take a breath, to take a breather, to get relief, to call timeout. The minute you do that, you're going to get whipped and whipped to shreds.
I mean, we could see the welts on both competitors, but especially Carmine. Seems like some of the guys really have it out for him.
What can Carmine do?
Carmine landing on his feet.
Roll up here, Attilio!
The same thing that put away Dresden's day earlier, a surprise roll-up, duck of the line, knee to the jaw. Carmine into the ropes, big clothesline shuts him down though.
And you can see the wrestlers on the outside reacting, depending on if they want JT Metal to win, depending on if they want Carmine Arata to win, whether they're shaking their head, whether they're smiling, another near fall. Okay, feel the tension here, Hudson Valley Viral Championship.
I have to say, JT has been in complete control of this match for quite some time. And he's still on top here, but Carmine doing his best to mount an offense again. A duck of that chop, retaliation with his own, knee to the jaw, elbows, and there's the successful Pele kick.
His desperation offense, throw everything in the kitchen sink at him and see what's successful.
But look at those raised welts on the ribs, on the back, on the arms of Carmine Arata. Big clothesline. There's another one, taking JT down. He's back up to his feet. Carmine stays on top. Irish whip, reversal by JT Metal. Duck of the line. Carmine with the flying forearm. He's got to try and make a cover. He's got to do something. JT maybe unwisely stepping out here almost.
Yeah, now Carmine knows that it's going to force him out.
And now they are allowed to strike. As soon as he's out of the ring, the Lumberjacks are allowed to strike, and he's just there taking it. Again, JT is a tough son of a bitch.
Look at the welts, look at the red marks on his back developing.
Oh, he charges him right into the corner.
That was just on instinct right there.
Those broad shoulders right into the midsection, and almost an iron claw to work Carmine down. Oh,
No, Carmine, super kick.
takes JT out. This could be it. Carmine getting some encouragement there from Timid Tamir.
He might need it right now. This could be the match right here if Carmine can hit this move. Can he hit it right now?
Springboard clothesline.
This could be it. Do it, Carmine. Win the biggest match of your career right here. He's going to do it.
Kick out at 2 by JT.
But you see, he just barely lifted his left shoulder up. That was barely even a kick out, Attilio.
Carmine's in shock, though. He could not believe that didn't put him away.
Wait a minute, inside cradle.
Small package. Kick out at 2. Oh, Carmine pulling the rope.
Yeah, JT now goes out again.
Everybody's up on.
I don't think JT realized it, and now he's just getting absolute.
Kurt Klein's trying his best to protect him. Nightmare in Wonderland tried his best to protect him, but JT is far from the ring, surrounded by some allies now.
And that's the thing. Now I think Carmine's trying to tell people to force him back in, but see, what are the guys? Are the guys willing to fight through belts? Because see, look at Nightmare in Wonderland now, protecting his own man.
Vaulting himself out onto everybody there on almost the entirety of Klein Inc.
What a move.
Ziggy's trying to encourage Carmine. He's trying to help him out at least a little bit.
I think the Lumberjacks are shocked right now. They all looked a little complacent, so to speak. But here comes Carmine Arata. Carmine now. What does he have? Hops over. Oh, no, he got caught.
Wait. Yeah, JT just managed to scout that. Kick out at 2. Both competitors are worn out. Both competitors are beaten and exhausted. I don't know how much they have left. There's that dangerous neck breaker.
This could be it. We have a new champion. We have a new champion. No, but Kurt Klein ripped away the referee. He ripped away the referee.
It's technically not illegal.
Nope.
But the referee is reprimanding Kurt Klein.
No. Look at this. Nightmare in Wonderland gets super kicked.
Carmine sending Nightmare in Wonderland out of the ring.
But look at the belt.
But
look at the belt.
Got the belt. Oh, right to the skull.
Count to 100.
There's the cover. The referee is rejoined. And that's the 3. What a disgraceful way to retain that title, which is what we've seen through his entire run as the champion. Just disgraceful defense after disgraceful defense.
Doesn't matter what you do, Klein Incorporated's always going to try to skirt the rules, and many times they will. Now we have 2 guys on the younger side trying to prove something here in a historic building. Bean Dip.
Bean Dip Daza is a tremendously talented competitor. I mean, some days he looks a little worse from wear, like something that's rotting in the back of your pantry. But Bean Dip is a talented competitor, and he has been making some waves on the Jersey scene.
Yeah, Bean Dip's somebody I think very highly of. I said this last time I was on commentary. This is somebody that I think has a lot of potential. It's about just putting it all together now. Like a lot of wrestlers on this roster, it's about putting it all together. Meanwhile, he'll be facing Micah Gold.
Now, we have seen him in some odd battle royals, but this is his proper Hudson Valley fully charged singles debut here tonight.
What an opportunity is in an historic building like this to make your debut in front of a raucous crowd. And if you want to be a part of the action, if you want to be a part of ECPW, you can buy tickets at ECPW1.com, ECPW1.com. We have events all over the Hudson Valley, all over New Jersey, all over New York. You're going to want to come and check us out.
And on top of that, if you think you got what it takes to not just be at the show, but be in the show, check out the ECPW Training School in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. You can also find all the information for that and school hours on ECPW1. That's ECPW1.com.
You know what I say, right? Stop being a mark and start leaving a mark. Now, Bean
Quick
Dip.
head rock right there by Bean Dip. Michael Gold tied up tight already there. Into the ropes, pushes him off. Shoulder block, taking the young man down.
Well, what can you tell people that are not too familiar with Michael Gold? What can they expect from this match?
Well, he is an explosive young man. He is punk rock, or so he likes to say.
What's the Barracuda thing about?
That's apparently the nickname he was given on the wrestling team in his old high school.
So he has an amateur wrestling background. We're going to be able to see that in his in-ring work. I mean, Bean Dip, we always talk about veteran. So he has that's a kick out right there. So both these men have impressive backgrounds.
Well, Bean Dip again, in this case especially, has the experience advantage. He's been around about a year and a handful of months longer than Micah Gold. Micah, though, has been training quite some time, but training can only get you so far. You need to be out here gaining real-world experience.
He's now going to chase Bean Dip around the ring, and he got caught. See, that's exactly what you were speaking about, right? Getting caught with a clothesline there, not necessarily having in-ring awareness, maybe not to chase around Bean Dip.
A very showboaty elbow drop.
I've seen that move before.
Well, if there's one thing Bean Dip prides himself on more than anything else in his repertoire, is his mustache. In fact, one would say the mustache is the personality. In fact, one would say Bean Dip would not exist without the mustache. As in, if you shave that mustache, the physical body we see would cease to exist. Is how tied he feels to his mustache.
It's a great mustache. Maybe you should get one.
Big chop right there. I prefer my chops and goatee.
Look at that. Did you hear that chop?
Big chop right there from a little guy. You know, Michael's looking a little blue da-boo-dee-da-boo-da, if you ask me.
You're having fun, aren't you?
Quite a bit, actually, yes. I mean, how could I... Oh, big right there, monkey flip. I mean, how could I not have fun with the kind of show that we've seen here tonight?
Absolutely. And you're sitting here watching it with me.
Exactly. So much better than if I was stuck here with Kurt Klein, who thankfully, if one of us was doing commentary with him, we would have two matches where he wouldn't be in the booth with us.
Yeah, let's not talk about... But you saw, I don't know if you heard the breaking news that Kurt Klein and us were getting a little friendly during the last show. I
was quite shocked watching that unfold in real time as I was watching the episode.
You know, we almost got a drink after the show at Greenwood Wake, but I said, listen, man, I can't be seen outside of the booth with you. We'll see. It's a developing story.
Oh, leg lariat right there, right to the bridge of the nose. That'll disorientate you like nothing else. Kick out of two, you know. As much as I'm rooting for Michael Gold in this match, I have to say the favorite to win is Bean Dip because he's got the strength advantage and he has the experience advantage, but a tremendous turnaround.
Well, he landed awkwardly on his face there, and oh my goodness.
A leg lariat of his own.
What a nice combination there from Micah.
I mean, seeing these two competitors in the ring, you know, definitely leads me to believe what JT and Carmine must look like right now, both black and blue.
That's
and
for sure.
By the end of this match, one of these competitors may very well also be black and blue. Although I never understood why it was called black and blue, because it's more of a purple. You know, bruising is more of a purple color than blue.
We'll go ask Reddit. Now listen, back elbow there for Micah. What can Micah do here now to take advantage of this opportunity?
Just beamed up into the corner.
We see some of his friends and family.
European uppercut sends him over.
Now he's going Barracuda here. Trying to feed off the crowd. Running the ropes.
All that for a chop. Well, if The Rock can do that for an elbow drop, I'm sure Micah can do that for a chop.
It almost worked. He's saying it's time. You see some people with his merch over there in that section. It's time. What does he have in store? Can he finish bean dip right here?
Micah is stalking his opponent.
Oh my goodness.
Discus forearm.
What a discus forearm. And look, bean dip's all out of sorts. Cover. This is over. Micah's going to win.
And that is it. What a tremendous victory for the singles debut of Micah Gold.
What a moment. What a match. And what a memory that this young man will never forget. Winning his singles match debut in the Hudson Valley. Speaking of Kingston, Mr. Kingston himself, the submission technician, Rick King.
The hometown hero of Kingston, New York. Rick King with a very special tag team partner, Little Guido himself, Nunzio, a very good friend of mine.
Nunzio, we talk about it, he's a legend in this business. When you think about ECW, you think about Nunzio, and this right now is a big opportunity for these guys in Rick King's hometown to win a tag team championship.
Well, they are against two tenacious, talented competitors. Tonight, they have their opportunity against the East Coast Clique. And we see them up there lording over everybody else in the iconic, legendary bleachers of this building, where you saw the interviews that were held with men like Ernie Ladd, Bruno Sammartino, Chief J. Strongbow.
What an entrance fit for champions. Tonight this is their fourth title defense. Can they go 4 for 4 and keep the East Coast clicking?
Well, only time will tell here tonight, as we got possibly their toughest challenge to date.
Why is Drew Morrison wearing a D's Nuts shirt?
We'll ask Tamir later.
What a camera shot we have here. What a moment. What a crowd. Big time. Big fight feel. Co-main event tonight. You got 4 men that are so, at least in my opinion, and Tilio would agree, these are professional wrestlers. These are guys that can wrestle anywhere in the world. And we're about to see which team is going to take home the biggest prize in tag team wrestling here in the Hudson Valley. One thing to keep in mind, though, is we know the East Coast Clique. Their resume speaks for themselves. Buddy Thomas, Drew Morrison, these guys have been tag teaming on and off for years. They've been partners. They've wrestled. Rick King and Nunzio, on the other hand, they're not a normal tag team. They were granted this opportunity based off the fact of their own individual pedigrees. Of course, this is Rick King in his hometown. This is Nunzio. This is a legend. But, and I'll ask you, Attilio, how can Rick King and Nunzio create a strategy or create a game plan good enough to beat the East Coast Clique?
Well, right off the bat, they have a psychological advantage over both competitors, because at different stages and in different matches, both competitors hold victories in singles competition against Drew Marston and Buddy Thomas. Nunzio with victories over both competitors, and Rick King with the single victory over Drew Marston and 2 victories over Buddy Thomas.
Mind game's already started there with Nunzio pushing Drew Marston. It's not Buddy Thomas turns the favor going to the ropes.
You know, and you definitely gotta look at the kind of condition that Nunzio is in. He is a tremendous competitor. Just as quick and agile as he was at the beginning of his career, but now he's got all that experience. He has over 20 years of experience. In fact, he's got almost 30 years of experience. Since the day he took his first bump being trained by Gino Caruso himself in the early to mid-90s at the start of ECPW. You know, in fact, one can say Nunzio is ECPW.
That's high praise. As now Buddy Thomas hops over, gets caught though by Nunzio.
Fireman's carry takes him over. There's a cover. Kick at it too. Arm drag there. He's got an arm bar tightly locked in now. And again, look at the physical shape of Nunzio. He is in tremendous condition. Now, he's possibly the guy in the best shape in this entire match.
That's not an argument without merit. Because now he's working on Buddy Thomas here. He's going to tag in his partner, Rick King. Rick King, though, the beard was starting to grow on me a little bit. I can't believe he shaved it.
Well, you know, I mean, he probably wanted to be clean shaven tonight because he gets to work with his hero. Or he just wanted to look more like Bizarro Kurt Angle. You know, I mean, he always did kind of have that thumb-like look. I guess he just wanted to achieve that again.
Hey, Kurt Angle's... I'd be compared to Kurt Angle. That's a gold medal, man. With a broken freaking neck.
Well, this could be Rick King's real opportunity to regain gold, which he has not held now since 2019.
It's a long time. A lot of things have happened in the wrestling business since 2019, that's for sure. It's a whole different world out there.
Rick King takes him over with an arm drag. There's another one. Now he's got his own arm bar locked in, pushing down on the neck and face there of Drew Marston. Brings him back up. Takes the bottom wrist lock. Oh, and shotguns that arm. Into the ropes. Big shoulder block. Rick King into the ropes. Hops over Marston. Leapfrog there by Marston. Scattered by Rick King. And an enziguri there. Marston doesn't know where he is. And a suplex.
We just saw the versatility of Rick King. He beat you in so many different ways. Cover. Not only is he a submission technician, but he just has so many moves in his arsenal, and he can wrestle in multiple different styles.
You know, I've heard him in the back saying he has more moves than the List of Jericho. Springboard cross.
That'd be impressive. It could be it here.
Kick at it too. Snapmare right there to Drew Marston. Rear chin lock, locked in tight.
Well, this is more about just wearing down Drew than anything else. Rick King knows he's not going to beat Drew Marston with this move, but how can I make him less of a factor later in this match?
Jawbreaker right there by Marston. Elbow to Nunzio, takes him out.
But see, Nunzio now trying to get involved, and the referee's stopping him, and now the referee doesn't see this double team right here. Buddy Thomas just tagged in. And now Drew Marston just tagged back in.
Both competitors cycling in and out to capitalize on repeated 5 counts to continuously wear down Rick King. Buddy Thomas bringing Rick King back up to his feet. And there's that head meeting the buckle. Buddy meeting nothing but buckle. There's a kick right to the skull.
Well, that's the ring awareness of Rick King on display.
Oh, that was just a punt to the side of the skull. Oh,
now he's
look
gonna
at
lock in
this.
another submission.
Locked in tight. And a low angle super kick there by Drew Marston to break up that potentially dangerous submission maneuver.
Well, I think Drew Marston knew the significance of that maneuver potentially and got involved as quickly as he possibly could. But see, this is the tag team wrestling we always see with the East Coast Click. Cut the ring in half, neutralize one partner while the other partner stands helplessly on the outside.
Well, Buddy Thomas has plenty of tag team experience, especially since he ran a couple of years with Playboy Paulie with the Midnight Delight for numerous years.
Playboy was still praying for you after that bull BS legal case against you, so we hope you make it through that one, that litigation. But
well, Playboy Paulie so far has had a stay of court. He has been competing on the Jersey circuit.
Good.
He's still not quite allowed in New York for the time being.
innocent until proven guilty, and look at that. That's so painful.
Look at that. They're just rubbing it in.
Oh, and they're rubbing each other too. Far leg is hooked.
Kick out at two. Nunzio trying to get the crowd behind him, behind Rick King. And you hear the crowd coming to life. Big chop right there.
Now they're going on the ropes. Rick King ducked under twice now. Rick King, oh yeah, DDT. DDT for Rick King. What can he do here though? Gotta tag in Nunzio. He's either gotta go for a cover or tag in Nunzio right now. This is the moment in this match.
Both competitors trying to get to their feet. Tag made to Marston. Tag made to Nunzio.
They're both in. Here comes Nunzio now. He's the freshest man in this match. He's taking the least damage.
Russian leg sweep to Drew Marston. Into the ropes. Oh, boot to the jaw. There's the cover. And a kick out by Drew Marston. Nunzio staying on top of his man. Irish whip reversal. Nunzio in the corner. Boot to the midsection. Nunzio to the second rope. And a leg drop.
You can see it right here. The pace in this match has picked up since Nunzio's entered it. Buddy Thomas needed.
Nunzio scouting that. Buddy Thomas attacking Marston now. Oh, he's got him. He's got him. The Unprettier.
Is this it?
Guys, I think it's over. I think we're going to have new tag team champions.
But he's not legal. Buddy Thomas is not legal.
Tagging in Rick King now. Swanton to the back of
This
Buddy
could be
Thomas.
it, but I don't think they realize it. I don't think Rick King realizes it. Buddy's tapping, but... Do we have new champions, Otilio?
I believe so. But there's the question that Buddy might not be the legal man. Wait. Looks like we have an announcement from the senior official, Vince Conti. Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Buddy was not the legal man, so the match is going to be restarted.
As much as it hurts, as much as the crowd's upset about it, the right decision was made. Frankly, Drew Marston was the legal man. Therefore, Buddy Thomas can't tap if he's not legal. It's not a Tortano tag match. It's not a Lucha Rules match. This is a traditional tag team match here. And see now,
both competitors, they're taking the easy way out. They're taking the easy way out. Absolutely disgraceful, despicable. This is not how you treat a legend like Nunzio. This is not how you treat a veteran like Rick King.
No,
this is not how you conduct yourself as a champion.
It's not professional. This is not what the fans came to pay to see. This is not what people are spending their hard-earned money on. And yeah, Rick King and Nunzio are going to win, but
there's the referee counted to 10. Rick King and Nunzio still win the match, but they are not the tag team champions.
Tough way to see a great match end.
It's absolutely a shame.
Now this was a surprise of the night.
It is Live Wire Charlie making his return from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
What a moment. What a moment here in Kingston, New York. We teased it in the opening. It was going to be a surprise. We didn't know who it was going to be. Wow.
Live Wire Charlie gets a heavyweight title shot tonight against our champion Miggs in a Kingston street fight.
Chills.
And again, Charlie taking the place of Alpha Jr., who was in Hawaii defending his Pacific Coast Championship.
Well, good luck to you, Oos, on that one, but Charlie here has earned this opportunity through all the work he's done in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he's got a tall task ahead of him in the form of Miggs.
You know, and Livewire, as well as his tag team partner, Connor, they both have had a small little stint in the NWA. Again, tremendous success for those two young men.
You could say you're the best, this, that, and the other thing, but unless you have the heavyweight championship around your waist, whatever you're saying, we can't take it face value. And Live Wire Charlie right now is going to have a big time opportunity, but we've seen Miggs, we've seen this song and dance before. We know he won the title in this very building, and we know that Lynn is going to be there as the X Factor.
Well, Lynn recently inducted into the ECPW Fully Charged Hudson Valley Hall of Fame, so congratulations to her.
Was that earned, or was it?
Well, she's been around for 60 or 70 years.
Just would like to make sure. But how do you've dealt with this before, how do you prepare for a match like this when you know Lynn's at ringside? What do you do?
Just be ready to assume that a certain group of people meant what they said when they said they want equality in 2025.
Well,
that's the real. That's the
on
real
that note.
American talking.
On real note. Not a real note. On a different note, Livewire is somebody though. We know he's obviously been in tag team action quite a lot with Connor, but we haven't seen him a ton as a singles wrestler. How do you think he's preparing for this match on relatively short notice because Alpha Jr. dropped out?
Well, there is again the difference in being prepped for a tag team match and a singles match. In a tag team match, basically you're not doing as much as you would need to do in a singles capacity. So most tag team wrestlers will tend to suffer a little bit when it comes to singles competition if they have not competed in singles for an extended period of time.
Well, we're seeing the mind games already with Miggs put the left hand in, put the right hand out. I mean, now we're finally seeing them lock hands here. But a little bit of mind games for Miggs early on.
Well, Charlie was taking advantage of Miggs just not paying attention there, finally locked hands with him. And now Charlie's playing back with Miggs a little bit. Oh, and a thumb to the eye.
Yeah. And now Miggs is looking for something from Lynn. What? Oh, hello. Is it a fish?
Is that Lynn's vibrating fish?
It's a PG. We're PG here. I don't know what exactly it was, but Miggs couldn't make the catch and wasn't able to use it.
But Charlie's got a headlock tight in. Headlock takeover has got Miggs locked up tight.
I mean, when you think wrestler, when you think physique, this man right here is the definition of a wrestler.
Livewire Charlie has a warrior's physique. He's got a warrior's build and a warrior's spirit. Into the ropes, big shoulder block. You have to look at the physical conditioning, the strength, the shape that Livewire Charlie is in. He is in even better shape, if that's even possible. He's in even better shape than he was when he was a regular competitor with us here at ECPW before he got his big break with the NWA, with Ring of Honor, and with New Japan.
Three of the biggest companies in the world, and I'm sure even bigger ones will be calling sooner rather than later. But right now, Miggs gets sent to the outside, and maybe Miggs is a little surprised. To be fair, on Miggs' behalf, he was expecting to wrestle Alpha Jr. This is a completely different type of competitor he's got to deal with now.
Which is very true. Again, this was a last-minute change on the card. Again, all the shows are captioned with cards subject to change. Oh, Miggs tripping up Livewire Charlie. Oh, head meeting the hardest part of the ring into the guardrail. But yes, you can spend upwards of a month getting ready for your match, only to have it changed on you, and now on the fly you need to change your game plan again. Livewire Charlie is a different kind of animal than Alpha Jr. And now again Charlie staying up on Miggs, full Nelson. Oh, taking him to the fans, letting the fans work over Miggs.
Well, the referee's allowing a little bit of discretion here in this championship match. Technically, that would be in other circumstances a disqualification, but referee's discretion here as they battle on the outside.
Well, let's not forget again, this is a Kingston street fight between these two competitors, so there are technically no disqualifications, but there should be a limit based on what the referee should allow the fans to do, laying their hands on the wrestler. So I will defend Miggs in that regard. The fans should not be putting their hands on.
Yes, there's no count-outs. That's why if you're wondering why the referee's not counting, because it is a street fight, but I do appreciate the fact you took my point regardless until
you. Oh, big chop right there. Again by the fans who are now...
Yeah, you like to see security maybe get involved here because you don't know who these people are or what they may be capable of.
Oh, Charlie backed up into the ring post.
Or what Miggs may do in retaliation to any of these people. Miggs is hopping the barricade though. And so is Livewire.
Well, they are taking their fight into the crowd now.
So is our referee. They're all hopping the barricade. So is our cameraman.
There he goes. The cameraman finally made it over that guardrail, and now we are following the action. Big shot, and I gotta say, Plastic chairs hurt in a different way than steel chairs. I would rather be hit by a steel chair than feel the sting of a plastic chair.
Very interesting. This is dangerous, though. There's a lot of people around. There's a lot of chairs!
Miggs thrown right into the chairs. It's almost tradition.
People got to clear out, though. This is dangerous. Got two big men right now fighting for a championship right here.
Just keep in mind the last time we saw a match like this in this building, it was Nunzio versus Alpha Jr.
Now, right there to the ribs and then right there to the back.
And again, the sting of a plastic chair is much different than that of a regular steel chair.
Oh, raking it against the neck now. This is big-time danger territory for Live Wire. One thing to keep in mind, though, Attilio, despite the rule... Watch out!
Oh, both competitors in.
My goodness, I thought they were going to run into that woman.
Well, luckily she had cat-like reflexes and got out of the way. The referee checking on the competitors to making sure.
And one thing I wanted to say is, despite the fact this being a match with little to no rules, you have to win it in the center of the ring. So this is not a falls count anywhere match. So at a certain point, you're going to have to bring your competitor into the ring here. As Miggs got hit with some chairs, and I think Miggs is feeling it from that, just getting rammed into about 20, 30 chairs there.
You know, and that is a very good point again. This is just a street fight. There is no extra stipulation of it being a false count anywhere. There can only be a winner inside of the ring. But we saw Charlie piling together a bunch of chairs. Wait, what are we going to see? What are we going to see? The crowd is in suplex onto a pile of chairs. Plastic in the spine, metal in the back, hitting you in every which way.
We see the chair just broke in half there. Miggs right now has got to be feeling so much pain from that.
Charlie getting back up to his feet. Miggs trying to create some kind of distance by crossing over the guardrail again.
Who's going to win it here? Who wants it more? Who wants a heavyweight championship opportunity right here? Now both men battling on the opposite side right here. Our cameraman trying his best to follow this hectic action right here. The referee now trying his best to hop over, and he does. Miggs is thrown into the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we could potentially be seeing the end of this match very, very soon here. Oh! And what did I say earlier? If you're getting in the ring and somebody kicks that rope, that's just a steel cable right below the belt. Neckbreaker by Miggs.
Could be it right here. To retain right here. Miggs to kick out
at one.
What a kick out there for Live Wire.
What tremendous perseverance, but between the two of them, Miggs has taken much more damage. Fist to the skull.
This could be it. No, another. Look at that kick out there. Can't even argue. It was only one. These kickouts are very assured from Live Wire at the moment.
Well, again, he's had the ability to not only absorb more of the damage that he's taken, but he hasn't taken as much as Miggs, who's got him up. And I think we're going to see the fall-away slam from Miggs. Big impact on the part of Live Wire Charlie.
Near leg is hooked. This could be it to retain the championship. Finally got a 2 count there, but still an assured kick out from Live Wire Charlie. Again, it's our main event. We're in Kingston, a historic Andy Murphy building. What can Live Wire do here? One of the biggest opportunities of his career.
Now, burst right through Miggs' clothesline into the rope, delivering one of his own. Now, I think that this is fair to say. It doesn't seem like any singles competition ring rust is a problem in a match like this, where it's not technical at all in the slightest.
Sidewalk slam there for Live Wire. You're absolutely right. Live Wire has looked really good tonight, and a big-time opportunity on short notice.
Kick out at 2 by Miggs, but that was a very, very weak kick out.
Yeah, that was not the most assertive cover. Or assertive kick out, excuse me.
Ray Charlie just deadlifting Miggs off of the ground. And a gut buster. Charlie's feeling it. He's feeling the electricity in the air. Wait. Are we going to see the spins again? It's been a long time since I've seen him do this in the ECPW ring.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are, brother.
Is that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spins.
What can he do here, though?
And now he's going to go for the sharpshooter. He's got it locked in.
This could be it right here. This could be it.
If Miggs taps, we have a new champion. If Miggs taps, we have a new champion.
Yeah, Miggs is going for the ropes, but there's no rope breaks. No rope breaks.
Wait, look at that.
What is that? What is that? It's all illegal, but what is it?
Lynn slipped the brass knuckles onto Miggs, and she threw her fishy friend back into the ring.
But see, Livewire's playing into it right now. He let himself get distracted by Lynn. That's all Lynn wanted. That's all that Lynn wanted here, because Livewire doesn't know about the brass knuckles.
Oh, right to the skull.
This is over. It is done. What a kick out! What a kick out!
Livewire Charlie popping that shoulder up, that was all instinct. He can't know where he is.
Trying to go again, though, is Miggs. Trying to go again.
Kick out at one now by Charlie. He's got that adrenaline pumping. He's like a live wire in there that's starting to catch. What else does Miggs have in his arsenal if those brass knuckles did not work?
He's got chairs.
He's got chairs now. He's putting chairs in. Miggs has definitely got something in mind. Chair to the back.
What is it? What is he setting up here now, Attilio, though? This is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous right now.
That is a sliding closet door.
No. No. That's wood. You can get so much damage from that. You know all too well what that feels like, Attilio.
Well, I've been through tables, and I've put people through tables, doors, and all the like. I see what they can do to the human body, and I've proudly inflicted that on people.
Oh, look at this now. Miggs is setting up.
Charlie's laid out right there on the door. Miggs is going to go up top now, and what are we going to see?
This is big. Crowd standing. They know the significance of this moment right here. Oh, Charlie fights off.
Miggs.
Miggs is in trouble right here.
Miggs is in danger here.
Miggs is in trouble right here. Through the door! Through the door!
Devastating. Look, that damage you see.
New champion! New champion!
Miggs being protected now by Lynn, and it's all legal. The referee can't even eject her from ringside.
I thought we had a new champion right there, but Lynn, again, the X Factor for Miggs, getting involved.
Remember, guys, it's 2025, and this should be okay now.
But the referee's getting involved. The referee doesn't think it's okay, Attilio. He doesn't think it's okay. But really, the referee shouldn't be getting involved.
Oh, it's pepper spray! Lynn just pepper sprayed Charlie.
This could be it. It should be it.
And that's the 3. Absolutely despicable. But it's all legal. But to resort to using pepper spray.
It's disgusting.
Absolutely despicable.
It's absolutely disgusting. I think the ref might have been an accomplice unwittingly in allowing that to occur. You know, Vince Conti's not pleased.
Look at that. There's somebody else behind him. The number 1 contender.
Captain Payne. Captain Payne's going to throw him in.
Captain Payne says we're going to send these fans home happy.
Oh, now they're going to double team him.
Oh, butterfly suplex. Charlie's calling for Captain to go next. Irish whip and a black hole slam. Miggs may have won the battle tonight, but he is losing the war.
What a moment here to close the show. A little bit of a consolation for Live Wire and a message sent from Captain Payne. What a main event we had. It maybe didn't end in the way that you would have liked it, Tilio, but what a moment.
Man, seeing Livewire Charlie back in the locker room again with all the waves he's been making, Ring of Honor, New Japan, the NWA, he's been all over the place. Him and his partner Danger Ross are doing tremendous things in the business right now, and he almost had the heavyweight title tonight. He was this close and a can of pepper spray away from winning.
Well, speaking about this close, what about Nunzio and Rick King? They thought they won the championship. They pinned the wrong man, and then all of a sudden, Drew Marston and Buddy Thomas don't want to wrestle, and they leave.
You know, I can't even imagine what it's like. You're there holding the gold, and for Rick King, he hasn't held a championship since 2019 when he originally lost his belt to, you know, Mike Fresh all those years ago. That's a name I didn't think I'd say on the show again.
Well, speaking of never again, Carmine Arata cannot challenge for JT Metal's Viral Championship.
So long as JT is the champion, but mark my words, one of these days Carmine will hold championship gold. But this was an incredible special here tonight. I can't wait till the next one. So thank you for watching, guys. We're fully charged, and tune in next time.